Yeah, hi there, and I'm looking at your essay right now. Now, I am Michael Buckoff, your English language instructor here at California State University, San Bernardino. And you're also using my seven-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, my online TOEFL course, and you completed an independent writing practice test, right? So I read your essay and you got very good writing style. I'm going to put you at 375 out of 5, 24 points out of 30. If this were the midterm exam next week, I would put you at about 85% on this one. So I think overall you have a good essay. My main concern is you tried to put everything pretty much in that second paragraph, all three of your support points. It's probably better to develop those in different paragraphs. All right, let's do some editing practice here. So some people claim that governments should fund the universe research more than any other human essentials. On the other hand, others assert that government should increase the funds for humans' needs rather than spending money on outer space research. And I think to avoid the fragment, you probably want to put these two sentences together. So they want to spend it on research because starvation, education, and health are still unresolved issues in today's world, and they impact the rest of the world's population. Some of the developing countries may not be able to afford to feed, educate, and cure their people's illnesses. Now, you don't want to say while. While is a subordinating conjunction here. I don't think that's the right word, and you definitely don't want to put a comma after it. If you said inasmuch as these problems exist in the world, governments should allocate more money to these issues. Okay, so what do we need to do here? We need to take this middle paragraph and separate it. And let's see how we can do that. Now, what I did with your second paragraph is I broke it up. I broke it up into three separate paragraphs, and I gave each paragraph its own topic sentence. So why did I do that? That shows a little bit better structure and also a little bit better depth. So instead of trying to put everything in the same paragraph, we're separating them out according to the topics that you focused on in your thesis, right? So we're focusing on starvation, education, and health. So here's paragraph 2. First of all, instead of spending money on space exploration, governments should use those financial reserves to feed their hungry people. Malnourishment is considered a significant concern in the developing countries that could affect both the developing and developed countries. Some studies suggest that maybe more than a third of the world's population is starving, especially in Africa due to civil wars, global warming, and other factors. In fact, even in developed countries like the United States, I added this, approximately 12% of the children are starving. Spending more money to feed the hungry will provide much needed relief to these poor children and will even save lives. Okay, so now we move to our second idea. It says, second of all, focusing less on space exploration, government should spend more money to educate its citizens. Other studies show that a huge number of people are not able to read or write, which is a basic knowledge and need in today's world. Now, this is what I added to give you more depth. Most countries have moved to a global, more competitive economy. If countries want their citizens to compete, these citizens will need to get educated. To assist in this process, governments could offer citizens grants, scholarships, and loans based on financial need, maybe. He will say based on financial need and merit. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it says to assist in this process, governments could offer citizens grants, scholarships, and loans based on financial need and merit so that their citizens can get educated in computer science, engineering, healthcare, and other jobs which pay high salaries. Of course, once these citizens get educated in these high-tech jobs, they will pay higher taxes, thereby helping to strengthen their country's respective economies. All right, so now we go to our last idea, food. No, healthcare, right? Notice what I did here. I'm including a transition sentence, and in addition to the food education, this ties back to the previously mentioned paragraphs, and then we focus on governments and spending money on healthcare, which is a new topic. So then we'll say, so we have, in addition to allocating money for food and education, governments should also spend more money on healthcare. Health is also an essential issue that is needed. I'm going to just say that needs to be solved. If a disease spreads in one country, it will affect all the other countries. For example, the Ebola virus, which started in Africa, spread to the rest of the world through air travelers. In response to this threatening disease, the World Health Organization imposed travel restrictions of people coming from the affected area. In addition, former President Obama imposed travel restrictions of people coming from that area to the United States, and even gave authority to send thousands of National Guard soldiers to go to Africa to help these countries contain the deadly virus. Then we have our conclusion. So malnourishment, education, and health should receive more money than outer space research, since want to change these to these issues do not affect just one country and they have not been solved yet. The human's basic needs are more important than space research. So there you go. So that's it. So I think that you had, how many more words did I give you here? You had about 3. So I added about 100. So now instead of 397 words, you have 489 words. Instead of having 3 paragraphs, you now have 5. And I separated your ideas into different paragraphs. And that shows a little bit better organization. And also, you're taking time to develop each idea in more depth within a single paragraph. Right? So those are my comments on the essay. At my website, I'm going to recommend maybe a few lessons in the writing part of my course that can help get your writing a little bit more on track here. So the good thing is you have very good control of your language use with both your vocabulary and your grammar, no major problems. You just have some maybe some organizational issues. Generally, it's not a good idea to try to put all of your topics within one paragraph with this type of writing, right? So in the writing part of my course, I'm going to say lesson 5.1. So one simple trick to improve topic sentences. That's a good one. Lesson 5.5, writing 5.5, how to show depth and complexity of thought. Also, writing the perfect paragraph, lesson 5.6. And also, you can do lesson number 8, how to make your writing more coherent. So those are some things I think you can focus on to improve your writing proficiency. All right, and thank you for doing this assignment.